So this one is called, this is Sara, and she is 8 inches by 5.5, single signature, 64, my usual 64 sides. It's scrapbook cardstock over fabric. I'll show you in a second, but let me just show you the back. So this is a bit of the same canvas that I've used on the inside for the spine. It's all reinforced. This little thing comes out, she says. So if you wanted to write something on there, a title on there, that would be up to you. I'm never confident enough to do that. So inside Sara, I can see the canvas that I've used to line the inside. And then there's a magazine page. This is a little document from 1899, but there wasn't very much on it, just this. So I've just put a few little pages in there, little tea-dyed pages in there, and a photograph on the front. So it's a tiny booklet. This is a pocket. There's a vintage photograph in there. And a little rose journal card that I've made just to add another layer of interest, I guess. And I've used dark blue stitching for this one. Not my usual go-to, but I quite like it. It's a bit of a change for me, as this colour scheme is really. And I think I've mostly used ruby and pearl printouts for this one. This is just from an old calendar, so that's just a collage. This little fairy is loose. I thought you could decide where you wanted him. And then on this side, it's just a card on some cream sketch paper. This paper is Stamperia. It's got a bit of a winter feel to it. I thought it went quite nicely in here. So there's a book page, vintage book page. This is a vintage French receipt from 1891, written upside down, and a little fairy journal card. Again, you can see the layers there look quite pretty. This is from an old calendar. I've just added a bit of vintage paper. Don't tell anyone, but I think this is from a Daphne's Diary poster. I don't think I'm really supposed to use those, but take a risk. This is an envelope with a little cabinet card in. The backs are as lovely as the fronts on these. I've lined that with a little bit of napkin, and this is from a large paper bag that I had. The colours went nicely. This is literally part of a birthday card, and I've just put it over this plain page, so it's literally just over the top there. You to use and write on if that's what you'd like to do. There's an old photograph. I can't, it says, is it Winnie? Winnie with best love. In this one we've got an 1890 document with a tag that I've made, and that's layered into this pocket. I've just cut this from the fairy book, but I love the way all the colours went together on that page. In this one, this is a piece of French embroidery magazine, journal card, and I've just popped the doily. I've just literally clipped that around the page just to add again a bit more interest on both sides. This piece is from I think it was from that Today magazine, which is an American magazine from, I think it's about 100 years old, I can't remember exactly. And this is an Edith Holden piece I've just left as it is. I was going to put writing paper on the inside, but I think the poem is too nice to cover up in this case. This is a vintage lace handkerchief with a little dangle here that I've put together, and in there I've got another book page. Sorry, I hope I'm in. It's How to Cook Your Beef. Vintage postcard. It's a French one. I'm not sure how old, I can't actually read that, but obviously vintage. And this is a Tim Holtz film strip. I just liked her popping out the bottom there. This one is a piece of ledger paper, 1955 French document. And this is a vintage playing card. It's a postcard. No writing on that one. Old photograph. This is one of those Observer book pages. Try to do quite a lot of pinning in some of these journals so that there is some writing space if that's how you prefer to use your journals. Because I know mine, these that are stuffed so full, obviously aren't the easiest things to actually write in. Obviously you can take everything out and put your own things in there, of course. This is just an image from Ruby and Pearl, one of my favourite images. I love it, absolutely love that. And the colours just looked gorgeous with this page. So again, that's just wrapped around. In this little pocket I've got some receipts, there's a little photograph tucked in there, and this is the road map book that you've seen me use before. I've got a lot of pages of this, but I love the way it's written. The road has a magnificent service right through Ely to Lynn. There are a few slight rises near Downham Market, but they are hardly perceptible. The continuation past Lynn to Hunstanton is a hilly road, but with very good surface. The hills near Hunstanton are steep. So that's Norfolk, from Cambridge to the coast. So that just peeps out there. This is another old photograph turned into a postcard. This is an embroidery. I've used up most of these that I made many years ago now. I've never done anything with them, so I'm sharing them. Quite a lot of work in those. This is part of an old document. No date. I think it's to do with buying a house, probably. And a French postcard. Again, it's hard to... Oh, it's Belgium, actually. This one is Belgian. But beautifully, look at that beautiful hand... Oh, 1917, there you go. Beautiful handwriting on there. Bit more ruffle, dangle. Fairy from that book. You can see now what I mean about the wintry feel for that Stamperia paper. This is tag in a pocket. In this one, there's just a little document from 1958 and another vintage playing card. Doily on the back there with a flower fairy, and this is a piece of that penny magazine, 4 pages of 1832. So that's Sara. Thank you for watching.